Hi everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to take a look at the newest collab in the world of Monster Strike. It is, of course, this way. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Tensura slime datta ken. Shortened form is of course Tensura. English name doesn't apparently have anything nice and compact like that, so I will refer to the collab as the slime collab or the Tensura collab. If I say either one, hopefully you know what I mean by that. Now, hopefully you are already in deep with the collab. It will be available until April 2nd, 11:59 a.m. Japan time. So without further ado, let's take a look at the gacha monsters. Hopefully you know who they are. We've got Rimuru Tempest in the water. He's in the middle. We also have Benimaru on the right in fire and Shion in dark on the left. In the back row, we have Soe and Hakuro, and they will be your 4 5-star monsters for the gacha. As always, the first 2 days of the gacha will be on, even ground, so anybody and everybody are at the same percentage chance. But starting on the 19th of March, one character will be featured, and they will steal a bit of percentage points from the other ones, starting with Rimuru, then Benimaru, Shion, and then back to Rimuru until the last 2 days in which all gachas will be available. So again, wait until the 19th if there's one particular character that you really care about. We will start going into Benimaru's Strike Shot kit. He currently has a 7.5 rating on GameWith. Of course, don't forget that I am taking this video quite early on in the the collab's life. So something could change, something could find something about that character's Strike Shot kit, combination of many things that makes it viable and valuable. But for now, it will stay at a 7.5. It could have obviously already changed by the time you watch this video as well. Do note that Benimaru's Strike Shot will target the first monster you hit, and this was an interesting one. I think we've had it before, but the damage that he deals will scale to the number of hits done on that turn. We'll talk about that in a second. But also do note that the Strike Shot hits are elemental, so they are fire damage attacks and will scale based on that. But his hits are indirect damage and do not pick up the weak point bonus damage. A little bit of a bummer that the weak point doesn't get picked up, but obviously the difference between an indirect hit and direct hit really depends on the boss stage itself, so kind of hard to explain if that's a little bit confusing for you, but I'm sure if you have any questions about that, ask in the comments and I can try to describe it a little bit further. Now for the actual Strike Shot charges, on the first charge it is I was gonna bring up the characters on screen, and I guess now you see the results of my gacha. If you haven't watched it yet, check the video. I clipped it from the live stream that I did on my birthday. Gear 1 of the Strike Shot, it is a self buff of 10%, and then there are 10 follow-up hits which scale to the number of hits that you got on that turn. On the Gear 1, it starts at 0.85 at a 0.85 multiplier, but every 8 hits you do, that multiplier will increase by 0.025x all the way up to 400. Which, okay, math isn't the most fun thing in the world for some people. I enjoy it. But that just means the maximum multiplier that you could get is 2.1 times if you got 400 hits on that turn. Obviously, that means to maximize Benimaru's Strike Shot, you're going to need a party that does bias towards multiple hitting bump combos, piercing type, homing stuff like that, right? Or lots of bullets, something like that. Second gear of the Strike Shot will increase the self buff to 80%, and then the attack bonuses start at a multiplier of 1.7, and if you're able to get to 400 hits, it will scale all the way up to 7.45 times his attack. So that's that is a significant amount of extra damage that you can get if you have Benimaru in the right team. Next up, we have Shion here in dark. Her Strike Shot will target the closest enemy to her after she is done moving. Do note that the abbreviations I have on the chart below, ID means indirect damage, DD is direct damage. And of course, the weak point reveal does include the turn that Shion uses it. So well, let's go through the first gear, right? The buff is 20% to herself. The first half of her follow-up is the indirect damage part. That's 2 hits at 3.45 times her attack stat. And then the last follow-up is a direct damage hit and will do 2.1 times her attack stat with an additional 12.5% of that enemy's HP. The weak point reveal will be active for 2 turns, but that counts her turn and then the next character's turn, and then after that it will disappear or it'll go back to normal. So keep that in mind. Second gear, the bonus goes up to 65%. The follow-up attack is 2 hits at 5.15 times her attack stat, and then the final hit is 2.4 times her attack stat with an 18.5% reduction of HP. The weak point reveal is extended by 1 turn, so her turn, the next monster's turn, and then the monster after that, and then it is gone. And then last but not least, we have Rimuru Tempest here with no, she does not have a 7.5. I apologize for that mistake. Let me fix that live for you. She currently has a 9.0 rating for Rimuru. And obviously, the biggest reason why is that she is a breaking force in very difficult stages, notably Castle 1 and Castle 6. So if you do struggle with that, and I tend to struggle a little bit on it, she is definitely an attractive get for sure. Now, her strike shot is very powerful. It hits all enemies regardless of what you do. Do note that the follow-up 1 and 2 percentage attacks are calculated the moment Rimuru begins the follow-up attack. So if you are moving and, let's say the bump combos are still activating as she is jumping, right? It's only when the attacking starts when the percentage is picked up and guaranteed and calculated. All right, and well, the last bullet will say, we'll explain why it's important because, well, first, follow-up 3, do note that that is elemental damage and will pick up the weak point for damage bonuses. So Rimuru gets that perk, but Benimaru doesn't. Who figures that? Now the important thing here is the 3 follow-up divisions that you see there, they happen simultaneously, so they don't happen one after each other. You can consider it to be one big attack that happens at once, and that does make a difference for certain stages where monsters go transparent, for example. I'm not going to refer to anything in particular, but if that were to be important. Self buff on the first gear is a 2.08. 2 times already on the first gear, which is insane. The first follow-up attack will do 11.2% of the max HP of the monster. The follow-up of the second one will do 14% of the HP remaining. And then the follow-up 3 is straight up 18 times her attack stat. His attack stat. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Gear 2, the self-buff increases to 2.6 times. The follow-up 1 percentage goes up to 16%. Follow-up 2 is 20% of the HP remaining, and then the follow-up 3 is a 24 times attack. So very strong, has immediate utility on a very difficult stage to begin with. Rimuru is going to be a very, very sought-after character, I believe, and clearly the winner of this collab. All right, our 4 5-star monster, we've got Soe in the wood element. You can take a look at his abilities here. His strike shot is a delay attack all enemies on screen, so again, you don't have to actually hit them. They will just be delayed for 2 turns after you are done moving. And do note that the buff and the attack damage that he provides, is the following, along with a super clone bullet for his buff. And then we've got Hakuro here in the light element. Strike shot is pretty straightforward. He just has a decent buff on him and just a big slash to do damage. So pretty straightforward. Both of them are at a 7.0 rank. Do note that these 4 5-star monsters generally do not go above a 7.5, so they're just okay. And of course, we have a starter pack available. You can see it on this screen right there. If you want to pick up Shuna, it is only 1,000 yen. Her strike shot gives her invincibility, and basically the first gear will give her invincibility until the end of her next turn, and then the second gear will be at the end of her second move. She will lose that invincibility. So not too bad. I know I was saying that the copy and bound charge would be interesting to see what she could do, if she could do any bad things with that kit, but GameWith seems to give her still a 7.0 rating. And of course, the quests are available 24/7 at the 4 5-star level. Will be Muran and Phobio in fire and dark respectively. If you want to maximize their luck at 90, do make sure you go ahead and do that by collecting 75 luck. The direct drop quest, which is available every day, will be Gerudo, and he is in the wood element. No max luck required, because every day you are going to be given 7 drops for clearing it each day. If you play co-op, when you clear the stage, you are guaranteed 1 drop, but with co-op you can get 2 or even 3 drops. So make sure you do not forget to play that via co-op, and don't forget to play it every day, because you don't want to have to constantly clear a quest which you only get 2 or 3 drops, each run. That's tedious. Make sure you take advantage of the 8 minimum that you get per day, right? 7 plus 1. And of course, there are always missions in the schedule. This time you got Gabiru and Lamirites. Make sure you pay attention when they are available so that you can farm their quests and get them to max Lux. The Insidious quest for this collab will be Milim, and you have to farm the stage to get her to max luck. But don't worry, all of your monsters will be considered max luck monsters, so just bring your OPs and they will get the luxury of plus 99, and hopefully she is not too hard to farm. We also got the announcement of a collab beast, guardian beast stage. You can go to the normal area, click here, and see that we can take on the serpent here. He is not going to be the reward you get, but rather you get to pick up you do get the bonus of double drops for the shards. If you've played the shards for these normal quests, you know how painful they can actually be. And in addition, because it is only here for a limited time, you can also use Fuera biscuits to help you out. And of course, if you don't remember how the skill works, by activating the skill, it will reduce the user of the monster whose turn is active, their strike shot by X amount of turns. You can see based on the level you've upgraded this guardian beast to, the amount of potential turns you can be reduced by increases dramatically. So I do believe this is a very important one to have in your pocket, so please do not miss out on it. Don't forget, you are only able to get 400 per stage, and it requires 500 to maximize that monster. So you are going to have to borrow shards from somebody else here to maximize them properly. So don't forget about that. Now, of course, with collabs means missions, and we've talked about them on the Monster Strike News, so I won't go into too much details, but you can see that the cute little slime there on your home page is the way to access those missions. And of course, the biggest thing that you are collecting with these missions will be the Veldora Tempest dragon you see there. Here are the missions. Again, I've gone over them already, so you can maybe take a screenshot here, maximize your video, or of course, ENG Monster on Twitter has that pin for you to take a look at, or if you join the Discord channel, I also have those pinned for you so that you can take a look at that anytime you want. Again, don't forget that these clears must be no continue clears for them to count, but even if you are not the host of a quest, you could still take advantage of somebody clearing that mission for you. So don't forget. Now, on top of those missions, we have something called these extra skills that you can take advantage of, and you can see that these the missions from the previous stages will give you skill points in addition to other rewards. But by using these skill points for these extra skills, you can, upgrade your, abilities. I've chosen to pick up the bonus chests first, which I think makes the most sense. But once you upgrade it once, you will also have to make sure that you completely upgrade it to a unique skill, and that will give you a longer duration to use that skill and reduces the amount of time that you have to wait to use it again. And so what do I mean by that? Well, you can see here that first it'll be a blue button, right? And then you can upgrade that to an extra skill, or you have an extra skill with that blue button, right? You can see that the duration is, pretty small. It's either 30 minutes or 15 minutes. And the amount of time you have to wait to use it again is either 6 or 8 hours, depending on the one that you have used. That's quite long. So when you have made an extra skill available to you, you can now see that there will be a yellow button. You can see that on the top right. Right? And that yellow button will allow you to turn that extra skill into a unique skill. And you can see that essentially it doubles the amount of time that the skill is active for and dramatically reduces the cooldown time. Right? For the 6-hour cooldowns, it reduces it down to a third of its normal time of only 2 hours. And for the boss drop, 8-hour wait, it's reduced by half to 4 hours. So quite important to make sure that you get them to the unique skill level. Now, you can see that this kind of easy to miss button is very important because this is how you can increase your skill limit. Your skill limit right now is 1 at a time. So if you activate a skill, you will not be able to do it anywhere else, right? Or you will not be able to activate another skill as long as that skill is active. You can spend the specified amount of skill points here to increase your limit. Then you can have 2 active at the same time, 3 active at the same time, 4 active at the same time, right? So quite important to make sure that you do not miss that button, all right? Now, there are 3 different ways to activate a skill, and they all share the same icon, so it should be quite obvious. You can, of course, on the home screen, go here and activate it this way. You can go to the event screen here, and that icon will be available here. And let's say you still forgot to do that, and you go all the way to the event screen. Let's say we're gonna do this. Go solo. Pick my team. And then you have one last opportunity before you start to activate a skill here. They're all the same menu, but the important thing to note is whatever text color you see there, blue text means you still have the ability to activate a skill. Nothing is active right now, or there's a slot open to use an active skill. That will be blue text. If something is active, that will turn orange and tell you how many active abilities are available at that moment. Okay, so hopefully the color association will be able to help you out here, even if you can't read Japanese. But you have 3 opportunities to activate the skill, which is really nice of them, right? So please take advantage. Oh yeah, and well, actually, how to activate it? Well, you can see that green means that ability is usable at this moment, so you can hit the checkbox to activate it and get it started. A gray text means it's either on cooldown, which is actually in the sample screen on my slide, but as you can see on my screen here, even if you haven't unlocked it in the first place, it will still be gray. Essentially, gray means unusable. So whether it's because you haven't unlocked it or it is on cooldown. Easy. And of course, if something is active right now, the text will be in red, and well, it's active. Now, you could use the checkboxes to activate multiple at the same time, but it, like I was saying earlier, it depends on your skill limit value. Again, don't forget about that button I was talking about earlier. Click that to increase it by 1 so that you can activate multiple skills at the same time. And as we've noted before, the login bonus is 3 Veldora Tempests every day. You can of course pick more of them up through your missions, which will easily get you to a max select Veldora Tempest. And then on day 3 and 5, we also have a Tokudama available for you to pick up. As is always with collabs, the 2 monsters that you pick up through either the missions or the paid pack will function as a max select for the duration of the collab. So Veldora Tempest and Shuda will do that job for this collab. Oof, and that is it. There's a lot packed in here, and of course we are not done. We are almost guaranteed to have something pop up halfway through the week. So be excited for that, and let me know how your gacha pulls went, because this is a spoiler, but the video is already up since I did a live stream, and then I ended up having to clip it because of some copyright issues with the stage that I played. I forgot that happens. So as you can see, I got a nice result on my main account, and I'll probably do my Uncharted Lands gacha probably when I get my Tokudamas. I'll just do another mashup video along with my Ridora card at the same time. So yeah, let me know how your gacha went. I am very interested to see how that went. If you have any questions on either the missions or the skills, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. But of course, you can do me a favor as well. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe button if you have not done it. ENGMost on Twitter has all the news, like the missions, and whatever comes up next, you'll get that information from me as well. And of course, the Discord channel has a lot of folks to enjoy the game with, who speak English, most of them. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate you sticking around for almost 22 minutes. Until next time.